Ishuboy and Gunu in the house, back with another bang on video where, ladies and gentlemen, bigger news for you guys. Belgium manager Roberto Martinez believes Kevin De Bruyne could leave Manchester City if they fail to overturn their Champions League ban. Well, City were in February hit by UEFA with a 2-year ban from Europe's top-tier competition along with a 30 million euros of fine due to FFP breaches. Well, they have taken their case to Court of Arbitration for Sports, with their hearing set to begin next week, and Martinez believes the final decision will be pivotal in deciding whether Kevin De Bruyne stays or Kevin De Bruyne goes from Manchester City. And he says, of course, if Man City have a ban, he will take that into his decision making. Over the years, he's shown that if he's happy somewhere, he likes to stay and win things. I think he's going to have a major say what happens at the club if there is a ban, what's going to happen with the manager, and what's going to happen with any future project. So Kevin De Bruyne will be on the market, and if that happens, Arsenal will definitely potentially try to sign him with all their might, with Arteta actually running in the race in the first place. Well, moving on. Ex-Arsenal star Olivier Giroud has revealed why he rejected signing a lucrative deal with Celtic 10 years ago. He says, yes, I had a contract with Celtic in 2010. I could have played at one of the most magnificent atmospheres in the world at Celtic Park. It would have also given me a springboard towards the English Premier League. Middlesbrough in the Championship were also interested. But I chose to sign for Montpellier for 3 reasons. I wanted to play in the Ligue 1 before leaving France. I had never played a Ligue 1 match before signing for Montpellier. Secondly, my agents advised me to sign for Montpellier, even though if they would have made more money if I had signed for Celtic. Money has been important in my career. I'm not playing football for glory, but it has never been my main aim, and that's also why I preferred to move to Montpellier. And thirdly, Montpellier's late owner, Louis Nicolin, convinced me not to go to Scotland, and so I signed for him instead. And that's a very beautiful story in a way. But moving on, Manchester United looks set to beat Arsenal in the race to nab young Argentinian hotshot Thiago Almada. Well, moving on. Well, talking more about it, Arsenal believe they have, entered a very important stage of things. And Alex Benham, he's a social scientist. He says the cancellation of the Premier League also led to other countries' football federations taking similar decisions. Arteta's positive diagnosis may have inadvertently saved the lives of thousands. Well, that really helps, isn't it? Well, moving on. Blessing in disguise, I would say. Sky Sports are due to offer a similar option to their customers in collaboration with EA Sports. Sky Sports Crowds is due to provide a crowd noise tool to replicate the atmosphere of Premier League clashes, and fans will have the choice to select the channel to watch with or without sound added. I think they should do it without the sounds. I mean, moving on. Premier League sides have been informed players coming back from loans will not be permitted to play should they return before games restart later in June. The decision means clubs like Manchester United, who currently have Alexis Sanchez and Chris Smalling out on loan, would not be able to call on them to aid the club's top 4 bid. Well, and footballers currently on loan would only be able to play for the parent clubs in event of severe selection problems caused by injuries. And a source was quoted in the paper as saying it would take a situation where the goalkeeper has to play centre forward or the centre forward has to go in goal for loanees to be allowed to feature for their parent clubs, which really sounds really bad because Chelsea are among the teams who could have potentially reaped the rewards of selecting players returning from loans. Because Frank Lampard's 4th place Chelsea had 27 players out on loan spells when the season was suspended. Well, moving on. Well, Real Madrid reportedly had a £71 million transfer bid for Chelsea and Arsenal target Kai Havertz rejected by Bayer Leverkusen. But it is understood Los Blancos remain desperate to land the German, who is the subject of plenty of interest among European clubs. La Liga giants tried to sweeten the deal by offering to loan Havertz back to his current club for the 2020-2021 season. However, the initial reported fee of £71 million was not enough to convince Leverkusen to sell up. I think they should shut up and take it, I think. But moving on, ex-Arsenal star Danielson thinks that the Arsenal players were to blame for Arsene Wenger's downfall. He says Wenger's vision was the right one. If there was anyone to blame, it was the players on the pitch. There were little mistakes that led to goals. Arsene Wenger was one of the best managers I've played for. I can only thank him for what he did for me. He was amazing to me. He would always ask me how I was doing off the pitch. He helped me personally. He would always ask how I was. He was a very serious person. If he had to tell people off, he would. If he had good things to say, he would say them. He was a great manager and a great mentor. I learned a lot not just as a footballer but as an individual. It probably made me what I am today, and that is huge. Orkun Kokchu's potential move to Arsenal this summer has been a hot topic. I've actually considered speaking about it in numerous of my videos, but the Feyenoord youngster is on the Gunners' radar for the summer transfer window, along with gent forward Jonathan Davids. And the first week of June has suggested that the North London outfit are increasingly likely to submit a bid to sign the midfielder. But Kokchu has made a noticeable change to his Instagram profile biography. He's put "Let them talk," which has accompanied with a zip mouth emoji, which clearly means he doesn't want to speak about it. But moving on, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has shared the images from the Emirates with him and Bukayo Saka. Well, they're going to face Charlton Athletic for a friendly. So let's see. More on it. You'll keep watching the video and keep watching this channel for the latest updates. Arteta has spoken about Arsenal. He says, "I was always an admirer of the club since I was young. I always admired the style of play and what they were transmitting. When Arsene gave me the opportunity to be here, it was a highlight. Since then, I became in love with the club, have very strong feelings. We have been able to create some strong links through these difficult moments. We have generated a really strong bond, not just with myself and players, but the whole staff, board members, and everybody around the club. We are in a strong position now as we restart. I am doing homeschooling with the players and my wife is doing homeschooling with the kids. I don't know which one is harder. I think the other one is definitely. But let's see. Well, don't know how viable this is for Arsenal, but with the club set to lose out on ticket revenue for some time, maybe they can have cardboard cutouts of fans from around the world in each of the game for a certain price, might soften the blow that the club will be facing. And also, cardboard cutout fans are set to be a significant feature of the Premier League football when the game returns behind closed doors later this month. 8 top division clubs are currently in discussions with organizations to supply them with replica of supporters. Well, talking about it, well, Lyle Taylor has finally confirmed the fact that Arsenal are going to face Charlton. And most probably, I think he won't be able to see that. But but moving on, Lucas Torreira has spoken about his future, and he says his future lies with Arsenal. He says, "Today my intention and my head are at Arsenal. I want to recover, go back to 100%. I have a very long contract with the club until 2023, and it was very difficult for me to get here." It was. Well, Martin Keown has spoken about if Aubameyang should remain the Arsenal captain or not. He says, "I think the message needs to be to the player, look, we can't have you captaining the club if there's uncertainty around your contract. In the last year of his contract, that can't be allowed to happen." Well, I can understand the sentiments of Martin Keown, but I'm pretty much sure that he has not run a club. So I don't think so. He's understanding the situation in terms of what Raul Sanllehi and everyone is actually experiencing. Well, they got to manage a player who doesn't want to commit. So if you take away captaincy, we know what happened with Mauro Icardi. That led to his permanent move to Paris Saint-Germain. So I don't think so. We are, as Arsenal fans, would want that happening with Aubameyang and Arsenal. Well, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes on this platform every single day, twice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Well, hopefully, if you guys can help me reach 5,000 subscribers as soon as possible by subscribing. If you're seeking for daily Arsenal news, this is the best place to be. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers. And don't forget, tomorrow we have a very important news regarding transfer news. So stay tuned.